I now call to order this special meeting of Roby Consolidated Independent School District Board of Trustees. Today's Tuesday, August 26, 2025. The time is now 6:18. Brent is absent. I'm present. Dakota's present. Danny is absent. Carter's present. Stormy's present. Michelle is present. I verify we have a quorum of board members present in the boardroom per provisions of Texas Open Meetings Act. Mr. Bennett, will you verify that we comply with the Texas Open Meetings Act provisions concerning the notice for this meeting?
Yes, sir, we did.
We already had that invocation,
Yep.
so
All right.
we'll kind of is that all right with y'all?
I think the Lord can make it work.
Yeah. Mr. Bennett, do we have any registered comments or speakers at this time?
No, sir.
All right. Now, we do not have any special items at this time, no campus reports. So we're going to go into business and finance. No.
Just straight to.
So we're just going straight to regular agenda.
regular
That's
agenda.
right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Discuss and take action on employment resignation of school personnel.
None at this time.
All right. Discuss and take action to adopt the tax rate of the 25-26 school year.
Okay, so we previewed this last board meeting. We made the changes that were recommended, but this tax rate that we're proposing is the exact same tax rate that was last year without any increase. So it's the same exact, in both M&O and INS, same exact tax rate that we had last year. You can see the increase in spending on maintenance and operations. Again, that's due to state-funded teacher retention allotment and the money that are coming for teacher raises.
When is that money coming?
It'll come, they are going to determine who's funded by fall PEMS. So they'll look at the coding in fall PEMS and then they'll fund it from there.
So will that be like a one-time
It
deal?
will,
Or-
it will be, it'll come with the rest of our money that they send from TEA.
And then do we give that out? I mean, I know that's not what
It
we
is
need
part
to
of the
do.
budget. We will go ahead and begin paying those raises immediately if they're approved tonight.
So will they be added to what they normally get, or they get a one-time?
It is. We gave the step and either the 8,000 or 4,000, whatever they qualified for based on that. So 3 and 4 years got 4,000 plus step, 5 and above got 8,000 plus step. And then it's built into our budget for 0 and 1, 2 year, get the 4% built into the budget that we gave everybody else. Paras, maintenance workers.
So do
custodial
they,
staff.
what I'm saying is, do they get a one-time payment for?
No, it
for
will be
the
part of their,
increase,
no,
or-
sir, it'll be
okay.
part of their check. Yes, sir, sorry.
That's probably better, so they can't get the money and then
That's
quit.
right, yeah. Yeah, right.
That's what I was thinking about it.
Those Carter's big vacation. Coming too.
Quit for about a month. Sorry for the sidetrack.
You're good.
Just need a motion.
Need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to adopt the tax rate for 25-26 school year.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to adopt the tax rate for 25-26 school year as presented. All in favor? Any opposed? Passes 5-0. Now we need to discuss and take action to adopt a budget for the 25-26 school year.
So I talked a lot about this in the last when we had the last meeting, just to propose this. We did a lot of hard work to make sure that we cut where we could cut so that we could give the step and the raise that the state's giving. So again, trying to invest in what we believe is the most important part of our school, which is our educators and our staff. More than curriculum, more than anything else we do. You've heard me say it a bunch in this boardroom. Research tells us that the person in front of the classroom is the #1 indicator of student success. So we want to invest in that. So we really did look at every line in the budget, Cammie and I, and then also Casey, who's consulting with us. And we cut everywhere we could cut, looking at 3-year spending trends. And we were able to fit in the teacher retention allotment, the 8,000, 4,000, and the step raise. And then we built into the budget a 4% raise for everybody else. Based on what they made last year, they'll make 4% more and, than what they did, the previous year. We did take away the monthly money that they were getting for loyalty. But we're still giving our Christmas incentive allotment, and so, and to me, we were double paying that a little bit anyways. But we had to save that money to be able to reward everyone else by giving the step and the 4,000, 8,000. As I told you last board meeting, there are a lot of schools, because state law says that the teacher has to make, if you're a 3 or 4 year teacher, you have to make 4,000 more than you made last year. If you're a 5 or above, you have to make 8,000 more than you made last year. See, they didn't put that out in the news. They just said it was a $4,000 or $8,000 raise. So there are a lot of schools that are eating up the step and just giving the 4,000 or 8,000 above what they made last year, and then taking that money and doing something else with it. But again, we think it's important to invest in our staff. If you go through the hiring cycle and you see we need to be more competitive every year, we've got a lot of teachers that are getting towards retirement age. We're gonna be hiring a lot over the next 5 years. We need to make sure that we're competitive, and so we've built that into this budget. We're also, this budget is built on where we ended 294 enrollment last year, and we're at 304. So if we remain at 304, the extra money that we'll get there is not even considered here. And then I'll also, later on in the meeting, when we talk about budget amendments, I'll talk about some other money that we have coming in that is not budgeted, that'll be excess, extra money. So. We feel like this is a good budget. We feel like we've invested in the right places.
So the proposed budget is the 5,595,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Where is that at? Is that on the paper or not on the paper?
It's in your board book. It's also up on the screen.
This was last year's.
Oh,
Yeah. You gotta-
Yeah,
you
that's
wanna
later. Yeah.
Go to the proposed budget there, the next one. Next
This is
one,
what we're
yeah.
looking at. This is food service
I
money
got you.
that we're moving on because we lose money in food service every year. But again, we offer every one of our kids free lunch and free breakfast.
And that's awesome.
Yep, so. Again, the biggest majority in the number that we're budgeting is salaries for raises.
I know we've talked about it, but do the teachers understand? I mean, and the other ones that we're trying to be competitive to raise the 4%, do they understand that it's unforeseen what the future holds with this?
They will, and I have sent an email out. I have not sent an email out explaining all this yet because I didn't want to until it was approved.
Yeah.
But tomorrow I will send an email explaining that. This teacher retention allotment's only guaranteed for 2 years. So if you look at our pay scale now, it's unchanged. And then the teacher retention allotment is separate. It's in a separate line.
So it's coded as a separate line?
It is
if
in
does
a
go
separate
up.
line, yes, sir.
Just so everybody understands, and the other ones too, that you're increasing 4%, and not that we're trying to make ourselves known, but I think it's important that they understand
Yeah.
in this day and age, with the way finances are in education, that
Yep.
we're really trying to invest in them.
And we are, and we've tightened our belts everywhere else, I can tell you. Everywhere else we've squeezed in. But I'll explain that tomorrow. I just didn't want to send
Sure.
anything out until you guys were okay with what we're doing.
I'll make a motion to adopt a budget for the 2025-2026 school year as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adopt the budget for the 25-26 school year as presented. All in favor? Any opposed? All passes 5-0. All right, now we need to discuss and take action to approve the end of year budget amendments.
All right, if it's okay, I want to do a little presentation here to kind of explain to you what we're doing here. So we're closing out the end of year budget that we made last year. because, the stuff that's come up since. So you can go to the next slide. So if you look, and it's an ugly budget amendment, we're having to amend the budget here. And I've given you this, and where the majority of that is in salaries. When we looked at, Casey and Cammie and I spent looking at the budget last year and doing this last year closeout and looking at our expenditures from the year. There's no easy way to say it, but salaries were under budgeted last year, severely. Severely. So the Region Center did our budget last year. We did our own budget this year. You can go to the next slide. But you can look over the last 3 years. This is what was budgeted in 2022, 2023 for salary. This is what we actually spent, and we actually had extra money left from what was budgeted. In 23, 24, this is what the payroll that was budgeted. This is what we actually spent. This is what we had at the end of the year. But last year, you can see this is what we budgeted for payroll. This is what we actually spent, and you can see we're severely under budgeted payroll last year. You know, and I'll be honest with you, it's unacceptable. Because
Did
payroll
we-
is a set.
Did we pay that from the service center to do that?
We pay the service center
How did
to.
Well,
how did
that's
they
what-
miss it?
Cause everything was so messed up, and then we had to have them do it last minute, and
We were in transition of business managers, old one going out to a new district, a new one coming in. It's one of the reasons I believe, I wasn't involved in those discussions, one of the reasons I believe that they had the service center do it. But, I mean, that's unacceptable.
can we send this to them?
Yeah.
I will make sure, I will make sure and deliver the message. Because payroll is a set figure, we should know what it is. Unless we make a decision to add a role or take away a role, salary is set. It is what it is. All right, if you'll go to the next slide, here's some other things that we're budgeting in. I want you to know that each one of these things that we're amending the budget to come up with the rest of that we're asking is, there's some cushion in here because we don't know what is coming in between now and October, November, that may have to be coded back to the previous year because it was an expenditure from last year. This money right here was money that had to be spent. This was safety and security money that if it wasn't spent, we'd lose it. And then we did that on the camera system that we're gonna be doing, which they'll be here to install tomorrow. But this is some of the other, this is what we lost in food service as we calculated at the end of the year. But again, keep in mind, we give every child a free breakfast and a free lunch.
So we didn't budget for that? That was not in the budget last year,
It was not in the
respect that
budget.
loss?
It was not
Because it
that.
wasn't last year, the first year that we, everybody didn't get free meals or something
Last
because
year was
of
the first year that we
COVID
did
or
that.
whatever.
Yeah, last year was the first year we did that. We did free lunch and free lunch.
From the beginning.
If you don't have any questions, I'll move on to some better news.
Yeah, let's move on.
So our current cash balance is this. Our current fund balance is this, money market, so the total that we have is this. So the only thing I will say is the mistake that was made is inexcusable. But thank the Lord that you guys have been good stewards, and we have the money to be able to survive what happened.
And it's money that would have been spent anyway, it just was not budgeted for.
It just was not budgeted for.
But it would have been spent.
It
So
should
it's
have been
not like we're
budgeted for,
taking
so
a
they
ding
wouldn't
or
have-
you
no.
losing money that we would not have spent. like
Right.
we-
Right. And you can look at this, because our money market account is healthy, you can go to the next slide. This is what we're seeing monthly, as interest from our money market accounts. So again, the mistake that was made in salary is inexcusable. But you guys have done a good job of being good stewards of the district's finances, and so we're in good shape enough to survive that.
And we've spent a lot of money, we've talked about it, but the last 3 years, really.
Yeah.
And then we've had vehicles, which you gotta have, and buses, and,
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
but
Yeah, and then I think there's one last slide here. I talked to the TURP grant today, that check is in the mail. So this is $172,000 that's not budgeted for, to pay back for the buses that you guys purchased a couple years ago.
Nice.
This will go back into the general fund, and this will be unbudgeted money that we can decide, do we wanna leave it there and build our account, continue to build our account back up? Do we wanna do something else with it? We can discuss that in the future, because this will be money then it'll go back into the general account that's I budgeted for. So good news here at the end, all right?
Anything specific on that one, or just the motion for amendment?
Motion for the amendment.
I'll make a motion to approve the end-of-year budget amendment.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the end-of-year budget amendment as presented. All in favor? Any opposed? Passes 5-0. Discuss and take action, the policy EFB local library materials.
So this is recommended by TASB, it's new policies based on the new laws for library material. We did not decide to create a library council, so any library materials will just come before the board to be approved for the purchase. And then also we'll follow the law in regards to parents having access to what their kids are exposed to in the library.
Item E.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve item E as stated.
Quieter our group gets, the louder that beeping gets.
know.
Still don't hear it.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the policy EFB local library materials. All in favor? Any opposed? Passes 5-0. Discuss and take action to update and add policy FNCE local student personnel communication devices.
And again, this is coming from TASB, it's just the update based on the law. It doesn't change anything that's in our student handbook. That's already been approved and it's already in there. This is just updating what the law says about personal communication devices.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the policy FNCE local student personnel communication devices. All in favor? Any opposed? Passes 5-0. Discuss and take action to extend First Financial's depository contract for the funds for 2 years.
All right, our contract with First Financial runs out in the end of this month. And so I'm recommending that we extend for 2 years, and then as the 2-year mark approaches, we can go back out and see if we still want them to remain our depository. But again, I think one thing, they're local. First Financial has a bank here in Roby, I think that's important. So this will be our second extension.
I make a motion to extend First Financial's depository contract for funds for 2 years.
I'll second.
Why are you leaning back?
Have a motion and a second to approve
Camera
First
can see you.
First Financial's depository contract funds for 2 years. All in favor? Any opposed? Passes 5-0.
You can have a cookie.
Discuss and take action to increase student travel meals from $8 at breakfast, $10 at lunch, and $12 for dinner, to $10 at breakfast, $12 at lunch, and $15 for dinner.
The short is to this is you can't eat for that amount. You just can't. So
We want to make sure our kids get fed,
we want to make sure our kids get fed, right?
especially after playing games and being active.
Right.
Depends on how they play. Ladies,
Please,
you hear what
sir,
I
may I
said?
have another?
You might throw that at them before
Do
the game.
Bronco.
Attitude and effort, we'll see. For sure.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to increase student travel meals as presented. All in favor? Any opposed? Passes 5-0. And I don't think we have any need to go into close,
Just how you
do
put
we?
that box
right, future agenda items? Not at this time.
No, sir.
Board calendar, our next meeting, September 8th at 6, and October 6th at 6, November 10th at 6. Any board member comments? All right, we'll adjourn at 6:38.
Seriously, y'all take those cookies, I'm not taking them home. I am not, they're not going to my house, so take what you want.